Okay, here we have the Dwarven Forge Master Maze Cavernous Passages Set. Everything you're going to see in this video is all from a single Cavernous Passages Set, even though I've got a couple of boxes back there. We'll come to larger sets and combinations with the Cavernous Passages Set, included with the Cavern Set, which you'll see in another video later. Okay, so I've already made a little setup. It's a sprawling little area to lose your party members. Lots of dead ends. Are they dead ends or are they caves where dwellers live? You can have a good little nosy around here. There's some real 3D elements, and I mean, you know, you're walking up. That's quite a drop. If I pop a figure in there, if I pop a figure walking up here, that's almost at the height of these pieces, and he's either going to have to jump down, and I'm talking he's now, you know, it's above his shoulders. That's his head, the shoulders, it's just across from his figure, is this figure's head. I'll show this in profile in a minute to make it a little bit easier to see. Is he going to hop across, trying to go this way to his left, or is he going to go this way to his right, and then clamber down to continue down this corridor, wherever that may lead, all the time being careful of the fact it's slimy rock. So I'm going to just pop that figure down. I'm going to bring this piece up towards the camera to give you an idea of the 3D dimensionness. So this character had walked down and up this corridor. He's now on this upper piece here, and this really is, I'm going to pop that figure inside now, it really is, if you're looking down there, you can just see his head, just see this guy's crown. So there's some fantastic depth details to this, and with the included pieces you can really vary things. I'm just going to pop him on a step here. So a couple of these quite tall pieces could be included. You could actually say, no, that's fine, I'll make it a little bit easier for my party members, I'll have a little stepping stone on here. Whether that's static or wobbly or not, that's you to decide. I popped it on something that wasn't particularly even, so you can have a much more simpler, stable hopping point to get them to make a dex roll to see whether they then fall down. This could be much deeper than it actually looks. It depends on you as a DM, again, games master. Or you can leave it where they've actually made a decision, or you could actually have it where down in there there's a little trapped, there's a little green guy down there now. So there's a little very small guy who, for him, it's a real climb, and maybe he's wounded and can't get out, and that little snotlin or goblin might well have some useful information to help the people out of this dungeon, or at least backtrack the way he came, because clearly he fell down a hole. Let's just pop him down in that corridor so he's around the place. Now, there's an awful lot of fantastic slimy details. I'm going to just pick up this corridor section, which again, as you can see, there's nothing straight about this. It's a fantastic, well-designed piece, because you go from a straight section to a straight section, so it really is a straight line, but they've done it in a wonderful kinky way to give you a brilliant view as you're walking down, looking down that corridor, where you don't ever get to see quite down the edge until your character's gone maybe a third or halfway. This, like many of these pieces, has this fantastic clear green slimy pools of water, and it really exudes slime and slipperiness and moisture and dripping in dank conditions, and it's just what you want in a cavern, and it really makes the party members think, well, what am I going to do? How am I going to go down that corridor? Let me pop that back there. So I'm just going to show you a little corner piece here. It's another one that's got quite a lot of height and depth, so you're going up and down all the time. There's also a nice little shortcut for the smaller characters in your party, or maybe the snotlins or goblins or kobolds that live here. Maybe they zoom this way, maybe your big tank character that's pursuing them can't then follow, and you can say, look, you can't get through there in your armor with your shield, etc. You have to go the longer way around, up and down again. Not an easy journey. This character would certainly be climbing up and down steps that are, even for this 28mm figure, waist height, maybe above waist height, so it's not a trivial move to do if you're fully armed. And even though there are some steps, etc., it could be slippy, slimy, where the little goblins, let me use the dude I used earlier, can just sneak through there quite easily, quite comfortably. So you can see he can easily get through there, good goblin size. So you've got some really nice, neat elements that just bring this place alive. And the more you look at these pieces, the more detail you find. Dwarven Forge have done an absolutely excellent job with this set, and all the Cavern sets, in my opinion. I think they're some of the most detailed they've done to date, and absolutely imaginative. They introduce a number of good pieces. You've got a number of small dead ends as well as the larger dead end, which again, dead ends and or caves, caverns. I can pop my ogre back in here again, because I think that's where my ogre mate might live. But you might as well have a little rat monster in the end of this one as well, who picks up the pieces when you get travellers and adventurers, and the rat's not bothered, so he's got a little stash of treasure. Well, I shouldn't say treasure, but dead, discarded items from party members that have fallen foul of his claws and his teeth. Now it's a wet, dank area. You've got lichens, you've got mould, you've got mosses. I like some of the more exotic kind of plants, etc., that you can pop in. Maybe that's down in the middle of this little hollow here, and maybe that's a little man-eater, maybe that's more than just a plant. So again, you can just populate these things with fantastic embellishments that are these figures, etc. I'm adding now are additional to the set. One that is part of the set is this little silver outcrop. I guess it could be crystal, but it looks more silver to me. So you've got a nice little treasure treat that you could tuck away in one of the little corners, almost underneath somewhere, back in one of the bends, etc. You could have it prominently in the way. And again, let's see the party members try to chisel and take some of that away with them, heavily burdened as they're being chased after by either the giant rat, the ogre, or even some slower moving slime that's just keeping it clean of all the bodies and people that he keeps trying to find, capturing his silver. So this integrated with other sets, you get some really fantastic options. So this is begging to be integrated. One of the pieces I'm not showing you yet in any detail is this one. It's one of the link pieces. So what you have here is a corridor going into a cavern. So really you can think about this when you look at the cavern set. You can see this is a good corner piece where you could have within a larger set going open. So let me just exchange, let me take this rat figure out, let me just exchange this small dead end with this piece here, so it links up perfectly. And then it opens up, and this is absolutely one of the link pieces that will get your passage sets into your cavern sets. It's not the only one. I've already got one in play here. I'm just going to quickly pop the ogre out as well. This dead end cavern, not how you want to see it, is actually also within the cavern set. You'll see pieces like this. So there's a couple of these, but as you can see, it's a very wide mouth setting, and this piece here is the one that does that. So it gets you from a passage set into a cavern set, and these two pieces pretty much allow you to link up corridors into big open caves or smaller lengths of maybe a small mini cave. You might just have a few corner units here and just a very small larger cave here for a bigger beast, etc., something to live there. For now I'm just going to pop the dead end cavern stroke there on the end, and I'll pop that back in place, or I can pop it up there again somewhere. So again, you've got some repeating items. I'm going to bring a couple out. So these are actually the same piece, and they look different because you flip them around. So again, you can see here a really nice kind of fungal growth on the sidewall here, where moisture's collected and it's clearly alive, lichen type thing, which somebody might want to try eating, who knows. But interspersed in different orientations around your design, and you really cannot tell. So there's quite a few common repeats in here, but again, with the orientation and use and tricks that you quickly get to learn, it's very easy to change them with, again, these embellishments, whether you can make something narrower, more hidden. So that's this nice long corridor, etc. Personally, what I like to do is to accentuate this kink and to block this, to make this basically a snake, a real snaking path. Now you can see it's much narrower. As it narrows here naturally in the design, you can pop a piece here, and the players have got to get their feet wet, which I think is always a fantastic way of getting anybody into a cavern. Let's remind them what this place is: dank, dark and slippery. Okay, so this is one of many videos. I'm going to end this one now, and I'm going to then show you some combinations of passage sets with cavern sets, with cavernous lake sets and cavernous river sets. So come back and you'll see various parts of these pieces, but not all of them, in some other videos.